are continuing this discussion on hand gestures in Jewish law. Okay, so let's do a few of them. Clapping backwards. So the halachic books say, Talmud says you shouldn't clap or dance on the Sabbath. Why? Because when people used to play musical instruments, they used to clap and dance at that time. And we're afraid that once you're in that whole excitement and celebration, you might come, if one of your instruments breaks, you might come to fix it. So that's the reason. So you will see, in my seminary, my yeshiva, you saw people dancing. This could be the source to the really weird yeshiva dance, it's very easy to learn. It's just basically like this. Ever seen people dance like that? It's just back and forth, back and forth. So they don't pick up their feet because they don't want to dance. They don't want to jump. And they don't want to dance jump. And they don't want to raise their feet off the ground. And also, when they're clapping, they'll clap like this. Because they're not clapping in the direct way. So it'll remind them not to fix a musical instrument. Okay. Now, you've probably been in shuls where you haven't seen people clapping backwards. So there's the counter argument to that. One is that we don't even know how to fix musical instruments today. But you can argue, you can counter that with some people do fix their guitar. They tune it. So fixing an instrument is a problem on Shabbat because you're fixing a vessel and that's a problem. So others say when we take out back in their day, they used to, every time they clapped and danced, they used to take out musical instruments. That's all went together. Today, we clap and dance and we jump no matter what. So they say it's not a big problem. But that just explains a custom. If you see that, that's the reason why. It's connected to the instruments, and then there's counter arguments to that. All right, so checking one's fingernails. So you've probably seen this before in shul, Havdallah. You light the Havdallah candle, you take out the spices, you make the blessings over the wine, and then the light will turn off the light, you'll pick up the Havdallah candle, and then people get around and start checking their nails, start looking at them, trying to decipher something. So what's behind that custom? Anybody know why we do that?
To see the reflection of your light on the nail.
Okay, why is that important? Okay. So it seems like the custom, there's the explanations I connect to the most, it's a twofold explanation. We want to benefit from the light. We're making a blessing over it. We're blessing God for the light. We want to benefit from it in some way. So you could you want to use the light to distinguish between one thing and another. So ideally you could take two different, a nickel and a dime, and use the light to distinguish between them. But we use our fingers. We distinguish between the nails and the flesh and the skin. And why do we use specifically? We could use coins. Why do we use our nails? Because the nails are always constantly growing, and it says that symbolizes that we're going to constantly be growing and have blessing. That's why we specifically use nails. But the basis behind it is you want to use something. You want to use the light to differentiate between two different things. So you want to benefit from the light because you're blessing over the light.